What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another day working on the truck camper. Been making lots of progress. Show you guys where I'm at here. So I did a ton of wood replacing up front. Got new 2x3s that go all the way over. Got pretty much all that wood replaced. Everything that you see is staying. I don't need this camper to be perfect. I just need it to be solid and waterproof. Got all the wood that I need replaced. Got a few supports here and there. Got this window replaced. I got a piece of aluminum in there temporarily because I took the window out and I'm repairing the window. I've decided that I'm going to keep that window just because I can't find one to replace it with that's the same size or similar, or even one that would fit there. The closest one that I saw is a 60 by 30. This is like a 52 by 14 or something like that. So I don't even think a 30-inch wide would fit there. But anyway, that's temporarily there. So yeah, I got all these over. I just started putting a little bit of spray foam here and there and caulking all along the roof, just to give this roof a bunch of extra support so it's not flapping around everywhere. It's actually like connected to the inside of the supports. All this is new. Got a new 2x3 here, 2x3 there. I used a lot of 2x3s, not a lot of extra weight, but definitely a lot of extra support. Right here, used a 2x4. And then this is a piece of angle aluminum that goes all the way to the end, all the way to there, and that gives that a bunch of support. And I used some of these extra brackets and stuff just to hold it together while I was screwing everything together, but I just decided to leave them there just for a little bit of extra support. All this is screwed up into there. Got an extra 2x4 here that's screwed in and then screwed up into. This is the strongest I think it's ever been now. Like, you can put all your weight on here and it doesn't move at all. So this is all really nice. I was able to keep this rounded piece. It's not really that bad. A lot of this wood is really solid. It just started getting wet. These are all good. Everything that you see is good. I removed everything that was rotten and just falling apart. These two, everything you see, super sturdy. Got some spray foam around the edges to fill gaps and stuff. And yeah, it came out pretty nice with all the wood replacement up front. And I took all this aluminum apart on the front too. I had that corner peeled out, had this front pulled out that way. So I was able to get to all this wood and replace it. Over on this side, I didn't have to tear it apart too much. All I had to do was replace that little guy right down there. And then this one over. Those two supports were original, but I'm pretty sure nothing was right there. So I added that, and that gives this a little bit extra support. So yeah, this upper bed frame, super strong now. It's all done. As far as the ceiling goes, I added a ton of these supports in between the 2x2s. Here, there, 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 there. If you're back here, you can see them all. It kind of goes into like a triangle pattern up to the front. But that's made all this a lot stronger. This roof is probably twice as strong as it ever was. On the outside here, just been taking all the trim off and putting it over there on my concrete pad, most of it. So this is what it looks like. Got this putty on it that I've been removing. So I'm going to caulk all of these edges before I put the new butyl tape on, and then the trim back over top. Just like I've done in the front here, so you can see how it's caulked together. And then over here where I had water issues, I was able to fold this aluminum over the edge instead of it just meeting. See See how it meets right here? And then there's a little seam. I was actually able to have a little bit extra, and I folded it over the edge. So this side aluminum is now underneath this front and this top, so it should never leak again. So yeah, I have all this caulked together. Then I'm gonna put the butyl tape over that and then screw in, and it'll be all watertight. But this was a mess over here. This was, when I first got it, if you notice, it was really sagging because of all that rotten wood and stuff, but now we're all solid. Can put all the trim back on pretty soon here. I just removed this old ladder setup that was on the camper. This is a steel, some old steel that had to go. I'm gonna get a new aluminum ladder. I'll show you why here in a second, why that had to go. So having steel meet aluminum is not the most ideal thing. You can see here it was rotting, this aluminum where it was touching. Started over here, but not quite as bad because it didn't have a real good bond over here. Or it actually wasn't screwed into anything, but I just added this 2x3 so it has extra support now. But over here, a little bit of rotten wood I gotta get to, and gotta fix this hole. And then it was leaking right there where it was bolted into the roof. So you can see everywhere where it was touching. It's not really good to have steel touching aluminum, so I'm glad I got rid of that, and I'm addressing all that. This one right here is not that bad because steel, there was a little bit of stuff under there, but that one's bad. It was leaking right there, and that's what caused all of this wood back here to rot. I was in here the other day when it was raining pretty hard, and I got all the water to stop up here. This trim that was holding this together, it was keeping a little bit of water in, so a tiny little bit came over here that I know I can fix now. Now that it's caulked, it's actually probably fixed. And then there was a little bit more, there was actually a good leak coming from like right here. From like right here, I caulked it all on the inside. There was a seam right here, but that was coming right from where it was bolted in, and it was leaking down the door and then down this corner. So that's what's rotted. Mostly this corner and the floor was mostly because of the leak back here. So just happy I finding all this. Before I put the insulation in here, so after I do the roof and put everything back together, I'm gonna really hit this with the hose and, you know, soak it down and make sure there's no leaks. And then if there's no leaks, then I can start putting the insulation back together and, you know, do all the inside stuff. You can see I had a bunch of supports down around here, the sides too. I gotta redo this one. They had this metal bolted together on the outside, but they had no supports right here, so it was just screws sticking straight through the metal siding. So they had, this one was there. I added this one, and this one. I gotta redo that one. Added 2x3s along the sides here, gave it a lot of extra support. Gave this door frame some extra support. Corners supported. New piece going that way on both sides. Done a lot of wood replacement. Replaced this one. This is a new piece of plywood all the way over. I'm about to replace this one next, I think. And then after I do that, I can start putting this nail and this trim all back together, and then caulk everything. And then I can put the corner trim pieces back on. Been making lots of progress. So yeah, I think I'm gonna set the camera up and we're gonna start getting this replaced. That's the next big project, I think. Okay, now, nice new piece. All right, guys, so pretty much got this camper all back together now. I've been working on it here and there. So I just got this trim back on the front on both sides. You can see I straightened this out a good bit. This was dented pretty bad from, I don't know, it looks like someone hit a tree or something at one point, but straightened that out a little bit. I'm still gonna put a bead of silicone all around this edge just to clean it up a little bit because it's a little ugly right now, and have this just on there temporarily. I think I might have to cut this off to put the new jack brackets on, but we'll see. So got them on. This side's pretty ugly too. I'm gonna clean this up real good, cut off any of the caulking and stuff that's hanging out, and then put a nice final bead over the whole thing. Same with this is gonna get cut off, and I think that's gonna get covered by the new bracket. Covered that hole for the gravity tank. I don't want any holes in the aluminum. Any holes I'll have down here in the wood. So yeah, did that. I got this camper 100% waterproof now. Got this back one on. The only trim pieces I haven't put on for the top is just this one, and then the one that goes across on both sides. I just have this sitting there for now. That's gonna come off. I'm using this to make some trim pieces for right here. It's gonna be some nice new trim pieces. Underneath here, I put some aluminum angles because, like I said, I am gonna use these original brackets, and those jacks are the ones that mount under here. So it's gonna go like back here somewhere, and the new ones are gonna stay mounted on the truck or on the camper up front. These mounts are gonna be back here, but you can see it crushed the aluminum at one point right here. So to try to prevent it crushing the wood and aluminum again in the future, I put a couple pieces of aluminum angle on this corner here. So now I can put my aluminum trim, and then it's gonna go on there like that, something like that. Still have to cut that off and make it nice. I'm gonna do the same thing for right here. And then I have a roll of aluminum flashing that I'm gonna cover this wood with. Still haven't, that's why I left this open, but still haven't decided if I'm gonna replace any of this wood or maybe even add a tiny piece on. So just leaving this off for now. This will be the last thing I do once I lift it up and replace the wood on the floor. But yeah, this is gonna be covered with aluminum flashing all the way over, and then I can have, you know, a trim piece that covers it up like that, and none of that wood will be exposed. You can see under here looking pretty good all the way over. The front too, I'm gonna do the same thing on the front, so I'm leaving that loose for now. I found where my ladder was screwed in, and I showed you before, there was, you know, the steel was touching aluminum. There was some rotting going on just like down below down there, and there was actually a tiny little hole right there where water was coming in, so that was the issue right there. Same with right here. It's not quite as bad, it didn't rot through, but I had a good hole from the screw there, so just temporarily cover that with caulking. I'm gonna chip everything off this roof and clean this roof really good before I put the final coat of rubber on here, new rubber roof. How it is right now, it's totally waterproof. I got that corner up there all fixed and temporarily sealed. I got new windows on the way. New window here, fixing the window in the front, so I just got this aluminum piece in there still. Yeah guys, making some really good progress. Putting those trim pieces on the top are really easy, and that's all waterproof the way it is, because this roof, you know, comes over and overlaps this aluminum, so it's a pretty good design. And I was in here when it was raining really hard and confirmed that there's no water getting in now. Made a lot of progress on the inside. Got all the wood that I can replace is replaced for now. I might still reinforce the corners a little bit. We'll see when the brackets get here. I'll know if I need to reinforce them anymore, so I know where I can screw in and everything. Got all the hard stuff done pretty much pretty much all the wood replaced except for the floor. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Lots of progress so far. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on the future videos. Still got lots to do on this camper. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. And if you would, do me a favor and drop a big thumbs up down below. I really appreciate it, and it helps the video reach a wider audience. So thanks guys. So that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.